This is the second game of the World Series. San Francisco leads the series 1-0. Do they have any updates on Willie Mays? Oh, Willie is off the... I didn't know you could do that. Can you do that in the middle? They must have put him on the DL. Well, no Willie Mays, which is sad. Maybe he'll make a surprise comeback if it goes Game 7 to make it more difficult. For me, let's see, what are we going to... I think I'll play a Lou in right. And Horland is a fly ball pitcher, so we need our best defense out there. Lou's a little range limited, so let's go with... Actually, I'll probably switch that up. I'll probably play Roy today instead. Have him play left and stick Altman in right. Nettles, and let's see. Walter James had a good hitting game that last game, so we're going to play him. And that will be that. We could play Bobby Mercer. Charles went 0 for 5, so... Anyway, here we go. Luckily, Gaylord Perry is cold, and we're hoping that keeps up. So here we are, Game 2 of the World Series, 1968. We're in Candlestick. Teams have won, we won 102, and they won 101 games. They hit about 70 more home runs than we did, however. But we scored more runs than they did. But their earned run average is about 0.2 below us and 0.6 in the bullpen. So anyway, here's Gaylord Perry. He is on the season. He was, wow, it's hard to lose 14 games for a 101 win team, but he did. He was 13 and 14, 243 innings pitched. Only 43 walks, 18 home runs, 426 earned run average. Let's see if the Yankees can take advantage of that. The game has started. Let's see what I couldn't see I'll check it out here as soon as this pitch goes. And that's a ground ball to Dick Grote, who throws him out at first. Grote's a very good shortstop. It's 64 degrees. The wind is blowing out to left. I think it was blowing in from left yesterday. The wind can be very strong in Candlestick, 10 miles an hour in this case. Here's Roy White, who we're playing, as we said, for a little bit better defense. And Hart makes a nice diving catch out there in center field, even for the in relief of Willie Mays. Here's Reggie Jackson. Reggie powers the ball to right field, but it's not very deep. And Clank, Blefary, comes in and makes the catch. Here's Orlando Cepeda. This lineup is lined with Nettles makes a... Nettles has just not been that good yet. I mean, he's one of the best defensive... He should become one of the best defensive fielders, but this year, 20 errors, 914. 914. So that's the pain of a rookie infielder, I guess. Hopefully that doesn't continue. Horland is hot. I didn't give Horland's numbers there. He's 13 and 4 this season, but with a 4.29. So he's pitched with an awful lot of luck. Let's put it that way. Would be the kindest way to put it. He hasn't really been that great. He does not walk many people, however, and he is hot right now, so that's one of the reasons why he's starting this. And also the fact that he's right-handed, which we have lefties, but the Giants destroy lefties. They have an over 700 winning percentage against lefties in the regular season. This ball's hit pretty deep by McCovey, and wow, okay. Just made the catch there. Altman went all the way to the wall. Luckily, the wind wasn't in that fielder. We would have lost that one, I think. This ball's hit the center. Reggie goes over, makes the catch, I believe. So we get out of the bottom of the first. The score is 0-0. Here comes Mickey Mantle. Mickey so far is 1 for 3 with an RBI. On base percentage of 600 so far, so he's had a couple walks. And he hits the ball sharply down the line, but McCovey makes a nice play. Usually that ball you see is a hit. The one right down the line. Here's Altman. Altman puts the ball fairly deep to right, but Clank is over there and makes the play. That brings up Greg Nettles. Maybe he can make up for his error of last inning. And he swings and hits the ball to right, and Clank is there again. We keep on hitting to Clank. We're imagining that one of these times he's going to drop it, right? Because, you know, his nickname's Clank. Here's Horland. 11 pitches got him through the first inning. That's a strikeout to, and who was that? That was Dietz, the catcher, who's pretty good defensively. Here's Davenport. He's been around a while, veteran and good fielder. Has some pop. Oh, my goodness. Jackson looks like he misplayed that one. That's going to cost us a triple. Well, I guess probably a double, and then I guess it's not going to be an error. And whoa! He makes up for it by throwing him out at third. Ah, nice. That was a really nice play. Reggie coming through with the arm. Not known for his defense there, but that time he made up for the, it looked like one of those plays where you think that the better fielder makes the play. It's not technically an error, but, you know. Anyway, here's Horland again. 2-1 count. That was a run saver, though. That's going to be a single for Alcaraz, and Alcaraz is now up, on first. He has some speed, and Horland, I don't think... Horland is the worst holder I've ever seen, 20. That's really bad. So he might be able to steal. If I had the Marlins, boy, would I be stealing this guy. Dick Grote is up. There goes the runner, and that's going to be wow, made it close. James is a decent catcher, so... but now we need Horland to bear down here and get out Grote. And this is the weak part of the Giants lineup. As I was, at the top of the lineup, they've got MVPs. Let's see. Well, they don't have Willie, but even without Willie, they've got I think 4 or 5 MVPs between Cepeda and Hart, and McCovey's the home run champion all time, 61 and 63 or whatever. Anyway, yeah, he beat out Maris. So there's a ground ball to short. Alcaraz takes care of that. Here's James. James hits the ball to center. Hart makes the play. Horland's up. Yankees don't have a hit, and they're not going to get one there. So Gaylord Perry's pitching pretty well. No blemish on his record. He goes nine batters up, 9 batters down. They get, and guess who just got a hit? Perry, the pitcher, Gaylord Perry. Gaylord may be one of the greatest, I don't know if you call him, well, he was cheating. He scuffed the ball. He did all kinds of stuff to the ball. He was so funny with, his uniform always looked pretty sloppy, and it was because he was probably hiding like Vaseline and emery boards like every part of his uniform. Here's Cepeda. I don't know if he looked that way, early in his career, but as he got older, he kind of let everything just hang around and then hide stuff. Here's Clank is up, and Clank hits the ball to center field, and I think Jackson's got this. And so we're moseying along here. McCovey's up. McCovey's not a pull hitter. Unlike the present day Cardinals that the Marlins are playing, not all the Giants are pull hitters. I know, surprising, shock, right? Full count to McCovey, and he strikes out. So Harlan's pitching well too. He's given up 3 hits, but so far no score through 3. We go to, hey, Jason, how you doing? Nice to see you. We're we played the wild card series, the beginning of the wild card series with the Marlins earlier, and they split 1-1. The first game was crazy game in the Marlins series. The Marlins won it in extras, but before that, they left countless runners on base. Hey, Valley Rat. Nice to see you too. Hope both your days, Jason and Valley Red, are going well. But it was a crazy game. The Marlins stole 12 bases and scored 1 run until like the 13th or 12th. And yeah, I stole 12 bases in the wild card game. I don't know if that's a record. I haven't checked it out. But for a playoff game, it probably is. But I mean, in a game, 1800 is probably somebody's dead ball era, probably someone. But yeah, 12 bases. I also get this. So part of it was I was getting too cocky. I tried 2 squeeze plays, and neither one succeeded. So I got runners at third out at home. And so, like I said, I had like 12 hits at one point with 1 run scored in the. Like I said, it went extra innings. So we did score then a bunch of runs, 3 runs, and we won 4-1, or 4-2. I can't remember which. Anyway, it was a crazy game. We also turned 4 double plays. So it was just unusual. It was unusual for any game, let alone a playoff game. I also showing what modern baseball is like. I also used like 8 pitchers, and 4 of them that I used pitched less than 10 pitches. Okay, we got that's our first hit of the game against Gaylord, and Charles is on first. And Gaylord actually is not that good at holding runners, which I can see that. Let's do some stealing from our. And I think we got it. Gaylord's the man. What? My goodness. The auto mod said that it blocked. I will allow that. There you go. That is funny. The other one is if you I don't know if I changed the settings, but you're trying to talk about the Negro League, and it won't allow that. Yeah, I know. I'll have to do that. It's not a name that seems all that popular. Maybe it should come back. I mean, it's kind of he's a happy guy. I thought someone was coming in. I always liked Gaylord myself. Yeah, well, I don't have children, so I'm gonna name it. I might need to name one of my cats Gaylord, I think. Here goes Roy White. And that's going to be first and third, and with nobody out. Let's see. Now see the Yankees. Reggie Jackson's up. Unlike what the agony that happened to me earlier today, where I had 12 hits and 1 run. Reggie and Mantle are going to drive in that runner from third. I guarantee it. These guys will not let him stay there. And there we go. First, it's going to be a sacrifice fly, and he's going to be thrown out at the plate, which is going to irritate me. But no, he's safe. Okay, cool. So Roy White, do I want to try to steal here? No, Mickey Mantle's up. I think we'll let Mickey take this one. Full count, he walks. This is George Altman. And George is going to get a hit up the middle. Big George. Big George has been one of my happy pickups. I got him from the Cubs 4 years ago, I think. Yeah, I'm playing the Yankees. Valley. Nettles is now up. He made the error earlier. Hopefully he can... I had the Giants? No, I'm a Yankees fan. A Phillies fan, a Yankees fan. This team, the Giants fan. I mean, the Giants team I love. Maybe you're thinking about Ezra. Ezra loves he's the Giants guy from '58. I like Willie Mays and Cepeda is great, and McCovey. They're all good players. Yeah, Ezra is really good he's the Giants guy. Here's Nettles with the guys on first and third. And that ball's down the line, and that's going to be, unfortunately, just taken for the out. I've watched a couple of his streams, just a little bit. I haven't tuned in for very long, because one of the things is he broadcasts. I tuned in when he had the earlier streams. Now that he's later, I just don't. I'm usually busy. He's a really good guy. I like him a lot. He's very similar to me, and then talking about baseball and old time stories and being a historical gamer. So he's completely right down my alley. It's just he's on late, and so I don't see him as much then. But yeah, we were on the laptop. We were the part of the quote unquote new kids on the block, supposedly, because we're both new time affiliates, new time streamers. That and Naz, Base, and Attica. Anyway, though I didn't, New Kids on the Block, I wasn't really into New Kids on the Block, but otherwise I really appreciated it and loved it. But yeah, so I know Ezra, just a little bit in passing through that show, because we talked kind of about ourselves a little bit, and also from tuning in. So he does seem like a really nice guy. Hey, Jason. What do I know? My father was born in 27. I'll just read aloud just in case anybody's, some people just listen. This is from Jason. My father was born in 27 and was a Cardinals fan. We're from rural Alabama. Until I was older, I realized when I was a young man, there was literally no Southern team. St. Louis was literally the closest team to Central Alabama. It's wild to think about, but it was true. St. Louis used to be really consistent far west. Yeah, well, and I've been thinking about going back and doing an 1800s league, the 19th century. And it's amazing. You think about it, and there are no, literally, 100, longer than that. I don't know how many years goes by without a baseball team like in Atlanta. It's almost 100 years, right? The first major league, it's either 1871 or 1878 or 6, I think, depending on which one you choose. And so, the Braves, moved to Atlanta in 60. I should know. They just did it here. Was it 67 or 68? So either way, it's just short of 100 years. There were no ball teams in the South for 100 years of Major League Baseball. I don't believe there was anybody in the early leagues. St. Louis was out west. That was the far west. There was no team on the West Coast either. There was no team. St. Louis was as far east as it went and west as it went. And okay, 66, Valerie. Thanks. Yeah, it was so the West has arisen and the South has arisen in more recent years. I'm thinking of I'm having an 1800s. I'm planning to have more teams, so I think I will have one in the South, and I would have one out west at least. I'm thinking about having a a couple leagues maybe. So I think it'll be fun. I know Valley Red's into maybe doing something like that, I think. But for now, I'll probably try to finish the Marlins before I do that. Maybe I'll win this year. We, meanwhile, with 2 outs, have the bases loaded. We've scored 2 runs. We have Walter James up. Yeah, well, we need to try that. We need to get together on Discord, I guess, and do it. Here's Walter James. I need him to come through here. And he hits the ball sharply to second, but I forget. Alcaraz is over there. He makes a nice play. And the Yankees are going to have to settle for 2. Okay, here's Joe Horland facing Jim Ray Hart, who so far is 1 for 4 in the series. And he hits the ball deep to left. It's going to stay in the park. Thank goodness. And here comes Horland again. That's going to be hit deep to right, and Altman goes over to make the catch, waves off Jackson. Here's Horland again against... strike 3. Okay, good job. We go to the top of the 5th. We've got 10 minutes to the commercial. Let's try to get to the 7th, so we can have like a 7th inning stretch. That ball is hit to Cepeda, and that's an out. That brings up Ed Charles. And that's going to be hit to second base, and Alcaraz makes the play. Here's Roy White facing Perry. And Roy hits it to right, but Clank moves into position and makes the play. We have yet to see a error by Clank. We're waiting with bated breath for the problem here to arrive. Here's Horland again, bottom of the 5th. And ball hits sharply to left, but White makes the play. Dick Grobe, 3-0 count. They walk Dick Grobe, which is not something you want to do. There's an example, if FJ is around, that's something I probably should have been saying pitch to contact. Having Dick Grobe get on base is just, it's definitely an error. I think we're going to go Dick Grobe. It's a good name, isn't it? He was a really good shortstop. He didn't go to the Giants. He went to the St. Louis and Pittsburgh before that. So we're going to pitch to contact. I took off pitch by pitch, and Perry might bunt anyway. So let's see what he does. He does, and we jump on it. So the runner makes the second. Like Dick Allen, and the 60s, early 70s, people didn't. It didn't have that. Well, I mean, was it because Tricky Dick that changed? I mean, people used to have the name Dick, and it wasn't as well. Yes, Valley Rat, you're right. Dick Allen is better than Dick Grobe. You're absolutely right about that. Tricky Dick was a criminal. So, I just wonder. I mean, you don't hear anybody referred to as Dick anymore. And there's still people named Richard, aren't there? Maybe there aren't. Does anybody go by Richard? I don't know. It's a little tricky. Anyway, here's Horland to face Cepeda. We're hoping that we can get out of this without giving up a run. I had a friend named. I knew. Well, yeah, we were friends for a while. I had a guy named Richard, but he specifically said he didn't want to be called Dick. Don't ask me why. In fact, where did Richard? Where did the Dick come from? Because he was a dick. Well, okay, there you go. Anyway, Reggie is up. Valley, I want you to research this. Were you the guy that fooling around with AI? I think you were, maybe. If you were, I want you to ask your AI why Richard turns into Dick, and why they don't use Dick as a name as much anymore. Maybe it'll give some interesting, either that or you'll cause the apocalypse. I don't know which. Here's Reggie Jackson. We're up 2-0, sixth inning, and that's a slider, so he's out. They need to have Gaylord Perry have a spitball and a Emery ball and a Vaseline ball. Those should be his pitch selections. I wonder if they should do that in the show. Here's Altman. According to Dick is the defender of Richard. Right? I went through a funny period of taking the obvious diminutive, which for Richard was Rick, and changing the first letter to a hard consonant. It's why we have Bob instead of Rob and Bill instead of Will. The English went through a funny period of taking obvious diminutive. Why? What? Why did the English do anything? I don't know. I am so glad we seceded, right? I mean, thank goodness. We'd still be locked in with the English. What would we do? Well, we'd still have a king, right? Here's Altman. Frick them English. Actually, the guy I knew lives in England now. That his name's that he didn't want to be called Dick, and I wonder if the English call him Dick. You know, I don't know. He's living over there now. This ball is hit to center, and they're going to get a base runner. And whoa, he's going to second, and he's just dead. I mean, he is just dead to rights. Blefary is kind of an idiot. I mean, his nickname is also Clank. So, yeah, he tried something there that did not work, and we like it. Sensational throw by Altman. Yeah, you better believe it. Altman is, I don't know if you were here, Altman is the guy who had, he's not exactly fast. He had 2 inside the park home runs in back-to-back at-bats this year, which was just amazing. One of the most amazing things I've ever seen in this game. So I don't know if you were here for that, but that was pretty special. I need to get a clip of that. That's the guy, yeah, George Altman. And now he just made a throw. He's not that fast. He's only 45, but he's 35 years old here, but he's had a really nice career for us mainly. Yeah, we'll be here. We're gonna go through the. We've got 3 minutes to the ad. I wanted to get to the 7th inning stretch, so let's try that. And I think we just gave up a home run to McCovey, and we did. McCovey hits one out of the ballpark. That's his first of the postseason. It's a 2-1 ball game now. Hart is up. That's 73 pitches for Horland. We can't really afford to fool around, obviously. So I'm going to get up Locker. We have a day off tomorrow, right? I mean, that's the way the World Series works. So we'll do that. They don't have a lefty coming up for quite a while. So we'll just go with getting Locker up and strike 3. Horland comes back. He's facing Dietz. That's a strikeout. Now remind me, I got a pitch to contact next inning with him. Here's Nettles to face Gaylord Perry. It'd be nice to get another run. We only have 2 hits. That is going to be infield single off of Alcaraz, and Nettles is on. Trish is up. Trish, he's hot, but I do bunt with him sometimes, just because he's not really a big offensive force. Though after that is James, who isn't really a good hitter, and then the pitcher. So I'm going to have Trish hit away. I probably should put. This is probably why they. I should think about that. Where would I? Well, right now he's hitting, so I won't worry about it right now. Here's James. We'll just have to hit away. And that's that. And I'm going to pinch hit for Horland, I believe, here. He's only at 81 pitches. And he's hot. This is a tough decision. I don't think at this baseball this year they would take him out, and I'm not either. I think I'm going to stick with him. So if there's runner on second, I wouldn't do this. He hits the ball sharply to third, but that's going to be an out to Davenport. Okay, we're in the 7th inning stretch. I don't know if it's playing music or not. Let's see. Yes, we're getting the music there. I'm going to let you have that, and then I'm going to hit the commercial, which will come back and finish up this World Series game. Please sing along. Oh, what happened? I just turned it off. There you go. Sorry about that. End commercial. Oh. I just tried to run an ad. Did it take? Yep, there we go. Okay, we're running the commercial, folks. We'll finish this unimpeded then. Okay, 10 seconds to go, and then we'll be back to finish up the World Series game. All right, guys, I think you're back now. We've got the second game of the World Series here. The Yankees are down in the series 1-0, but they have a 2-1 lead here in to the bottom of the 7th. Joe Horland has been out there the entire game so far for the Yankees. He's at 81 pitches. I left him in at the end of last inning, which may or may not have been a mistake. Let's find out whether that was a good decision or not. Here's Davenport. 1-1 count, and he hits it hard to center, and yes, already they want to prove me to be not so smart. That's going to be a double, leadoff double, to begin the inning. So, yes. Dave May's pinch hitting. I think Locker is ready. However, I think I'm going to, putting the go-ahead run on first, I don't think that's what we want to do. I'm going to go visit the mound. I might be bringing Downing to face May if he warms up, and he doesn't. So we're going to bring in Locker anyway. he'll just directly come in, and he'll pitch to May. We'll keep Downing up. Oh boy. Okay, so he's a normal hitter. We just have to play it straight away and see what happens. And he hits the ball sharply to left, but oh, a nice play by Roy White over there, making a diving catch. So the Yankees survive that, though barely. He walks the next batter, which is just, maybe I should have pitched the contact. Now they've got another pinch hitter. They've got a Lou up. Yeah, normal hitter too, so this is trouble. 1 out, 2 men on. Locker deals. This is hit softly to the second baseman. Ed Charles has no play. And the bases are loaded with 1 out. Orlando Cepeda, of 3 MVPs, is now up to bat. Orlando, however, has not had that great a year, 288, 25 home runs, but I guess that could all be erased here in the fans' memory by hitting something big here in Game 2 of the World Series. 1 out, Locker up. I think we might, with the lineup that's coming up, I think we're going to play for 2. We've got extreme ground ball pitcher. Well, yeah, ground ball pitcher. Let's play for 2, and we'll see if we can't get the double play here. That's what Locker is in there for. He deals, and the ball's hit sharply to right, and it's going to go all the way to the wall, and that's going to give the Giants the lead as Cepeda motors all the way to third on a triple, and the Yankees have fallen behind 4-2. Base clearing triple by Cepeda, and he does make his season a lot happier by getting that triple, clearing the bases. Okay, we're going to bring in Al Downing to face Bluffrey and McCovey. We will play, at this point, we'll play the infield in and see what happens here. The pitch. Hit sharply. Boy, the Marlins should look at that tape of how you hit a ball sharply with a infield in. That gives the Giants a 5-2 lead. McCovey is now up. Let's see if and he hits that ball solidly to center. That's going to be another hit. And the Giants are opening a can of whoop ass on on our pitching. Guess it's time to warm up somebody else. We'll warm up McDaniel. Let's see. Infield in again against Jim Ray Hart. I'm walking Hart. I don't want to deal with him. I'd rather face Dietz. And we need to get out of this, so I'm actually going to play back for the double play. Downing is a ground ball pitcher. Dietz is a catcher, so we walk him, of course. Of course we walk him. Okay, let's go visit the mound. We'll bring in Lindy McDaniel. Downing has proven to be a disaster, which is pretty sad since he should be a pretty good pitcher, but hasn't been this year. Now we're in a lot of trouble. Here's McDaniel to face Davenport, and that's a pop out, fly out to right, fairly deep. The runner cannot move up though. It's McCovey. He's not that fast. So here McDaniel's facing Dave May, who is batting again in this inning. He led the inning with a pinch hit, and so we get out. We finally ended on the ground ball to Trish, but it's 6-2 now, and we're going to need a slight miracle to come back. Though, the bullpens aren't as fantastic as they are today, and there's still, a lot of hitting, and this team has scored over 900 runs, so I think we can still do it. And here, speaking of the devil, is a 3-0 count, and that's a walk to lead off the inning, which is always what as a Giants fan you'd love to see there. Here's Roy White. We'll let him bat, and he strikes out on a 2-2 count. That brings up Reggie. Let's see what Reggie can do. And Reggie hits the ball sharply to left. That's a single. That's going to put runners on first and second with Mickey Mantle coming up. Mickey's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Let's see what Mickey can do. And Mickey hits the ball sharply to left. That's another single, and that's going to load. Oh, wait a minute. The runner's coming in, and that's going to score Charles. So it's now 6-3 with 2 men on. Reggie at second, Mantle at first, and George Altman up as the tying run, potentially. Here's George. And George hits the ball sharply to left. That's going to go down in the corner at the 335 sign, and around the merry-go-round goes. And Mantle's scoring from first on the double, and that makes it a 6-5 ball game with 1 out. Runner on second. Greg Nettles up. They've hit Hamilton very well here. He was a pretty good lefty. So on the season he was 7-1, 9 saves, 2.94 ERA. And here's he only had 6 walks in the season, so to walk that first batter was out of character. Okay, so Nettles now facing Hamilton. Let's see if we can get that time run in. We've been going to left. We've been going the opposite way there consistently, and Nettles tried to, but that was going to be an out. Here's Trish. Sometimes he comes up with big hits. We got to hope that one is in store. Maybe I should get up Verbanek there. This ball's a dribbler in front of the plate. Trish runs, and he's going to be thrown out. So the Yankees make a major move to come back, but they do not tie it. The opportunity may have been blown there. Here's McDaniel to pitch. I might as well get up a lefty for. We'll get up Veal in case. McDaniel facing Reichert, and he hits the ball sharply to center, which is a single. Gauthier is up. McDaniel's a nice ground ball pitcher, so I think we'll stick here. And that's going to be a single. Well, that's just beautiful, isn't it? You fight back and you let the first 2 guys get on. I guess we're going to go with Verbanek since, we've kind of blown it. Pitcher's up second. If Verbanek gets this, then he can be out of the game. Then here's Cepeda, who had that big triple last inning. Let's see if Verbanek can get him in this case. And that ball's crushed. So Orlando Cepeda coming up huge in the World Series. He, in 2 innings, has driven in 6 runs. Last 2 innings at the end of the ballgame. With a home run and a triple. So I think the Yankees are in a lot of trouble here. The only thing that we can say is good about this is that at least it's happening at Candlestick. Verbanek has thrown 2 pitches and has already given up 2 hits. Now he walks the next batter, and he's our best reliever. I'll tell you. What did I say about bad relief? Anyway, here we go. We got the final out. No, that's only the first out of the inning. Wow. You're like, how could this be possible? Are they going to bat around 2 innings in a row? I think they might. There's a strikeout. So that's 2 outs. Here's Davenport. Let's see if Urbanic can pull this off and get out of this. And no, he cannot. That's going to be another hit. That's going to be another run, and make it 2 more runs. Why not? Yes, 11-5. They're actually bringing up Donald McGillicuddy. That's right. The guy's name is McGillicuddy. He's had a career of 53 at-bats. This season he only had 10 at-bats, but he's getting a bat here. So I don't know how he made it on the roster, but he did. Though at this point I don't think it matters. Verbanic's thrown 20 pitches. McGillicuddy is going to fly out to White. But the Giants score 5 runs in back-to-back innings to... Oh, Cornelius McGillicuddy. I didn't read that somewhere. I'd forgotten all about that. That is such a great that is such a great trivia. That's cool. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. That's a cool one. Connie Mack, for those who don't know, very long time manager, owner of the A's. The A's were a pretty good team back and this was in Philadelphia when the A's were in Philadelphia, and he had some very good teams, very good players, and he played. Eventually, they would play in a park, Shibe Park, but also known as Connie Mack's Stadium. So, and I believe there's also a statue of in Philly of Mack, even though of course the A's are gone. So that's some interesting thing. Okay, unfortunately for us, we are not in good shape here. We'll bring in. Let's lead off with Matty Alou. Try to get a runner against Stigman. I don't care that he's left-handed. Actually, Stigman used to be on the team. I think I traded him. So he's a Yankee, but Cepeda makes a nice 57. I didn't know it was that far. That's amazing. I mean, imagine that. 57 years managing. 57 years. He always wore a suit in the dugout. I kind of wish that some managers would wear suits or something besides the guys who are never players and stuff like that, or even some of those guys. They look horrible in their uniforms. I mean, their guts are hanging out over the belts, and you're like, couldn't you like wear something else to make yourself look a little less hideous? I mean, like, do we really think they're going to go out there and play? Anyway, that's just a side issue. I mean, some of them are just like Aaron Boone are just naturally ugly, and there's no way they can look attractive. So, anyway, I guess we're going to try out. They've still got a righty on the mound, so we'll go to Oak. Here, he's our right-handed pinch hitter. I don't see us scoring 6 runs, but not with 2 outs. Here we go. Ed Charles last at bat, and that's going to be in there for a hit. So they're still alive. Charles is on first. Roy White is up, and Roy hits the ball to first, and that's going to do it. Well, a game that started out pretty close and really good game through 7 turned into a laugher at the end, and we got our butts handed to us, let me tell you. Charles had 2 hits. Jackson had a hit. Charles had that walk too. Our offense was not at fault. Mano had a hit and an RBI. Altman had 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Our pitching, Horland gave up 2 and 6, which wasn't bad, but Locker came in. Our bullpen's been a mystery all season. He gave up 3. Downing gave up 1, but 2 hit. He didn't get an out. Pitched 2 hits, 2 walks. That's all he did. Could not get an out. His earn run average is infinity for the World Series. McDaniel came in, gave up 2 more hits. Then our best reliever, Verbanek, came in and gave up 3 runs. Orlando Cepeda proved that he's a Hall of Famer already. Really, he's in the waiting. 6 RBIs, 2 hits. Clank even threw in 3 hits. McCovey had 2 hits, and Davenport had 3 hits on a very fine career that he's been having at third base. He's 35 now. Yeah, we got mauled. One of the good plays was Reggie did throw out a guy at third on an outfield assist, and Altman threw out a guy at second. So we had some good defensive in the outfield, but that's about all you can say. Yeah, so the Yankees are going to have to think about just how bad that was. Wait a minute, I thought we had a. When we have a day off, why did it go? There's no days off in this World Series? Okay, well, that's what's. I don't know how I managed that, but that should make things kind of interesting. In certain ways, the no days off, the best team, it probably helps the better team win, because you have to be deep. I don't, with my bullpen, I don't know if it matters who you throw out there. Okay, so the Yankees have a real comeback they need here. Oh, this is weird. Okay, I obviously at the beginning of the season, this is NBA format. It's going to be without the days off. It's going to be 2 at home, 2 on the road. 2 at home, a road, home, road. Of course, in real life, you could never do that. So maybe I can go in and change. I don't know if I can change it now or edit it. And if I do, whether that would mess with the who gets the championship at the end. I've changed the playoffs. You can change right up until the last. I know that, but I've never tried to change it during the middle of a series. I don't know if you can do that. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll copy it, save it, and then do it. Or we'll just go with this. Things happen, different setups. Okay, let's see. I think we will go and join. We will do a raid. You guys want to go to PBE Sim? Let's do that. So I need to get the raid up. And I'll be sending you guys that way. Thank you for joining me. Thanks to Jason and Valirat, FJ earlier, and also I would like to put out one there for Wallace, who also said hi. And Fair Territory for the follow. I hope you enjoyed this stream. We had a lot of playoff action, and unfortunately, the last 2 were losses for my team. So we started out well and then went downhill. Let me remember how to use this machinery since I forget now. I need the, can I do the quick actions? Yeah, there we go. We will be raiding, and we will raid PBE Sim. Join the raid, and see you guys tomorrow. Take care.